Hi, this video will cover the instructions that we discussed today on how to use your grad files website. Now right now the only people who can upload files into this location are you, me, and Dennis. The URL is sites.google.com/a/worcester.edu/gradfiles. I'll email this to you under separate cover just so you have that ready access to it. If you're already logged into your WSU email, then you probably won't have to log in separately to your grad file site. If for some reason you open up this URL and you see grad files archive here and you don't see these buttons down here, the add file, the add link, the add from drive, and so on, that means you need to log in separately to this web page. What you would then do is scroll to the bottom of the site. You're going to see a series of links at the very bottom. Immediate left, bottom left will be a link that says sign in, and then click that and log in with your WSU username and password, and use the full syntax for your username, rhaber@worcester.edu. Log in, and then you'll see these buttons. To add files, simply click the add file button. Navigate to where your files are located. Now you can't upload an entire folder all at once, but what you can do is open up the folder and upload multiple files. So what I'm going to do is upload a series of files by clicking on the first one in the series, and then holding the shift key down I click on the last file in the series. And what that does is highlights the first, last, and everything in between. Once I've highlighted my files, I click the open button, bottom right hand side of my screen. What I then will see are the files being uploaded. They're queued in sequence. It takes a few seconds, and then once they're uploaded, they'll be displayed at the very top of your grad files archive page. I'm going to wait a minute for the last two files to be uploaded, and then the final file is relatively small. And then once all the files are uploaded, that closes. The browser refreshes, and I now see all of my files. The next step would be to create a folder to hold these files. What I'm going to do is click on the Move To button and select New Folder. I can name this folder whatever I want. I'm going to call this one Admissions, and then click on Save. Notice that it creates an admissions folder. So I first uploaded my files. The next thing I did was created a folder. Now what I'm going to do is select each and every individual file that I want to move to the admissions folder. Go to Move To, select Admissions, and then I'm done. The files are all now in the admissions folder. Again, I select Add File. I select the files that I want to upload. Shift, click on the top one. Holding Shift key down, click on the bottom of my list. I click on Open. The files are queued. They are uploaded to the grad files archive site. And then once the new files are uploaded, they're listed above any folders, any directories that you've created. So this screen will close. The view gets refreshed, and notice that these top three items that I just uploaded are not in any folder. I'm going to create a new folder by going to Move To. I have a new folder here. It has my existing folders listed there. I'm going to click a new folder called, I'm just going to make something up. I'm going to call it Grades. Click on Save. I'm going to move these files by selecting them, Move To, and go to Grades. And now notice I have two folders that I can expand or contract to contain the files I've uploaded. Last time, I'm going to add files. I'm going to select a relatively short file. Uploading it. It's now listed above all of my folders. I want to create a new folder by going to Move To, New Folder. I'm going to call this Updates. Select that, save that. move the file into my updates directory. Now, you can also delete files on this site. So suppose I want to delete the updates folder and everything in it. I would click on remove next to the folder. Deleting folder updates will also delete all the files inside of it. Yes, it's deleting. It takes a little while to do that. And then once I delete the folder goes away as well as the individual contents. If I ever want to delete individual files, I'd select them separately and then click delete. Notice up here it says wait deleting. And once I delete, they go away and the screen gets refreshed. And then you have your updated list underneath each folder. And deleting takes a little bit of time. So hopefully this will help you. Again, you can upload files by clicking Add Files. You select multiples by clicking the first item, holding your Shift key down and clicking the last. You create directories by going to Move To and selecting New Folder. You can move files around by selecting the individual files. I'm going to move files from admissions to grades in this instance. And that's all there is to it. If you need any additional help or if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me.